So here we go. When I came into college, I had one Christian friend who moved away to college in California. I knew that I wanted Christian community, but I was super stubborn about carrying a Christian stigma, which pushed me away from getting involved in Christian community. The following summer, I had an opportunity to go to a summer camp with a missions movement called Circuit Riders. I had zero expectations of what God would do, as I had never been to a camp beforehand. I was just really excited to be in California. But when I got there, I was amazed at how much they knew of him and even the passion they carried for him. It wasn't just some experience they received, but their life was lived out for Jesus. I came back home and continued to pray for myself and for others the way I had learned. It got me thinking, I want people on my campus to know Jesus the way that I do. Through some connections, I was advised to look up InterVarsity, and so I did. I got connected, and I loved being a part of InterVarsity. Everything that I could have ever asked for was given to me. Bible studies, worship, sermons, Christian friends, the opportunity to tell others about Jesus. This was nothing I had ever experienced in any other season of my life. I loved it so much, I eventually had the opportunity to attend a GP, which stands for Global Program, which is just a fancy way of saying missions trip. This is something I never would have thought I would have said yes to, but I'm so grateful the opportunity came to me, and I'm so grateful that I did. Although this season was one of the biggest blessings I've ever received, it was also a pretty stressful one. I left feeling uneasy about my relationships at home. Every time I had a conversation with my family, it was stiff because the only thing on my mind was Jesus, and I thought I was doing good by sharing, and I genuinely was just so excited to talk about him, and I wanted them to know so desperately the ways that God had moved in my life. Without me realizing, it only pushed me further away from them. I failed to meet them where they needed to be met. I only realized while I was in Bosnia, seeing how intentional and selfless these people were in their relationships, day in and day out. These people are so excited to meet others, they're so excited to continue having the same conversations with their friends over and over again. They love each other with zero strings attached. And I realized my loved ones deserve to be loved the way that they needed to be loved and not the way I thought they needed. The summer passed as I was also debating and contemplating what college I would go to next and connecting back to my family. Everyone got back into their routines of going to school and whatever they were pursuing, but I was still unsure of what I was going to do next. This is where one of my biggest regrets comes into play. Instead of telling everyone that I decided to stay in Utah, I just fell off the face of the earth. But then I decided to come back to Earth, and everyone was so confused, and fair enough. I quickly realized, dang, I messed up. I just made some of the most sweetest connections with the most genuine people ever over the summer, and I forsake that. Guys, what, I don't know, how could I? That's detrimental. Anyways, I was constantly thinking about my personal problems and overthinking constantly. What people had thought of me, what I was going to do. I just felt so lost. It led me to forsaking the joy that God had given me through friendships that I so desperately was praying for. Looking back, I only see people caring for me here like they did in Bosnia. I only remember the advice that people told me but I never took. I only remember those memories of laughter and prayers said out loud for each other for little and big things. If I could, I would take this season back. So this is what I would encourage you guys to do. Tell your people, tell your community, your mentors, your leaders, your friends, even if it's the same thing over and over again. If you think it's small or big, impossible for anyone to understand or to solve, if you carry embarrassment or shame, one thing I've seen is that people in this room care about you and they want to help you if you ask. There is more joy and purpose in community than I have ever experienced in any other season of my life. There's a saying I've heard that I think everyone can benefit from. If you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. And I think all of you want to go far. So stay together, love each other, pray for each other over the small and big mundane over and over again.